beautiful people. Me, for one thing, I like making videos that are going to be very simple. Okay, I don't like too much calculations in my video, and I tell you, in ready to wear business, that's what it's about. It's about how to make it simple and how to cut costs, right? So I want to make this beautiful cut together um collar. Okay, I made this, and as you can see, it's beautiful. Okay, now I'm not going to be talking about this lining. I'll talk about how to line your native later, but I will be talking about this collar that I made. Okay, I'll be talking about this collar. Now, normally a collar should have a collar stand. I don't know if the camera is picking it. So a collar should have a collar stand, okay, and then the collar itself. But I want to tell you that you can cut it together because of fabric. Okay, most collars now are cut together. You cut the collar stand and the collar itself together on one fabric, on the same fabric. You can see now, and by the time you do this, okay, by the time you do this, no matter what you do, your collar laps perfectly well, looking like it has collar stand, but it does not have collar stand. Okay, the collar is cut together, right? So I will be showing you how to cut this on pattern, and I will transfer it to fabric, and later I will show you how to attach it neatly to your bodies, right? So now, before you start, you would have cut your bodies this way. You would have cut out your bodies, not all these ones. You would have cut out your bodies, but very, very key to this is the size of your neckline. You must make sure that your neckline is correct. Okay, your neck width and your neck depth. For me, this neck depth for the back is 0.25 inches. So by the time I take away allowance, it now came to 0.5. So if you look at it, it's not supposed to go down. Okay, there are some collars you see, the back side like this will go down, making the collar look funny. But if you allow your collar to balance very well, it will make your collar to have shape, and your shirt will be beautiful. Now, the neck width for this particular cloth, the neck width is 2.5, as in width. The neck depth for the back is 0.25. Now the neck width for the front is the same 2.5, but the neck depth is 3 inches. Though this is actually for a plus size person, and the person has tested it out and it's very beautiful on her. So I felt like I should just show my people how to. And then you can see this zipper. Okay, the next video I'll be making is how to make this zipper that came out neatly like this. Okay, how to attach your zipper. I'll be putting that in my next video. So if you would like to see it in the next video, comment on the comment section and tell me, yes, I will love to see it, and then you hold on for it. Okay, so let's go ahead with this. But then before I start, I want to mention to you that for your collar to be able to stand this way, okay, for your collar to be able to relax this way, there are things you need to do. First of all, your fabric. Almost is your fabric. There, secondly, there is stay. Now, I do not advise you using that collar very strong stay. Some people use peplum stay, but if you are a beginner and you don't know how to really iron it, blend it into the fabric, you will be making mistake. So I will prefer that you use normal stay that is not as strong, so that by the time you iron, it will glue easily to your fabric and give your fabric the strength that is needed. Okay, one more time, I don't know whether this camera is picking it very well, but this is the collar. This is what I'm saying. If you look at it now, it's straight, as in it's the same fabric. The collar stand, you can see the shape of the collar stand here, the tip, but it was not cut out, it's joining together. So let's go ahead and go into this tutorial. Now, to plot out this particular pattern, right? Okay, I'll still be needing this. After you have cut out your basic bodies for your front and your back, I will prefer that you use fabric to measure. Do not use your pattern. Cut your bodies in your pattern. That is, if you are a pattern freak like me, cut your bodies in your pattern, transfer it to the fabric, join the front and the back the way you want it. Now this is my own. I love joining my shoulder this way. If you want a video on this, please let me know in the comment section. Whatever you want is what I'm going to do for you. Okay, so this particular style of joining collar, don't worry about it. If you need it, let me know. But then join your front bodies and the back bodies together before measuring. Okay, before measuring. Now this is how you measure. Okay, this is how you measure. Okay, you measure exactly. I already fixed. I was supposed to make this video before I made this cloth, but I didn't know it deleted, so having to go back again to start cutting it is the issue. But then with what I'm going to explain to you now, you can make yours perfectly well. Okay, so now you are going to measure all round on the fabric. Okay, as you join that your front and back bodies, you measure it all round. Whatsoever you got. Okay, for example, I got 18 inches. Okay, you remove this, you set it aside. I got 18 inches, right? So I will now come to this fabric, now to this pattern. Now if you cut this on bias, where it reduces waste of fabric is that if you cut it on bias on your pattern, the one you have already cut on bias in your pattern, just pick it and take it to your fabric, lay your fabric and just cut it. So you do not need to place your own fabric again on pattern, because the pattern is already carrying the shape that you want. Okay, but if you feel you have extra fabric, go ahead and cut it anyhow that you want. But cutting it on bias on the pattern is already okay. Okay, so we go ahead. We already measured 18 inches, right? Now of course we know how to place our fabric on bias, right? We know how to place it. Just pick it. This is your fabric straight or your pattern straight. Pick this edge and fold this way. Okay, and fold this way. This is what is called bias. Okay, this is what is called bias. Now we measured 18 inches, right? Because the whole 18 inches is here, right? So, and this thing is folded into two. We are going to be looking out for 9, but remember that there is sewing allowances. Okay, so I'm going to be making it 10 inches. It is better for it to be over and then you shape it out than for it not to be enough already. That way you have already destroyed your fabric and you'll be looking for another fabric to use to use for your sewing project. Okay, but if you make it over, you can easily trim out. Now because I'm using a mini measurement, I won't, you know how we do it. So 18 divided into 2 is 9 inches. So but I said plus my sewing allowance, that is 10 inches, right? So I will be looking for where I have 10 inches on this, like so. Okay, I'll be looking for where I have 10 inches. Okay, so I want to assume that this is where I got 10 inch, right? This is where I got 10 inches. Now this is where I got 10 inches. I will mark it. You keep measuring, you keep measuring, you keep measuring until you get to where you got 10 inch. Okay, so let's assume that is 3 inches I'm looking for, right? So I will keep measuring. I will assume that is 3 inches I'm looking for, right? I will keep measuring, I'll keep measuring until where I will get 10 inches. Now I'm saying I'm looking for 10 inches, right? So I'll keep measuring, until where I got 10 inch. And I want to assume that this is where I got 10 inches, right? This is where I got 10 inches. You mark it and you mark it somewhere around here, right? So this is where you got 10 inches. Now you are going to place Look at the pointed edge of where you folded your bias. You're going to place your tape rule on that place and measure, and then you see you got 8 inches. At 8 inches, that is where you got your 10 inches. So you keep marking like so. You keep marking like so. You keep marking like so. So this is actually, by the time you are done, you will see that the curve is like a semi curve. Okay, now the thing is that this, okay, so it's now left for you to determine how wide you want your collar stand. Now I want mine to be 1.5 inch, right? And this is 1.5 inch right here. Okay, so I will use my ruler to connect this 1.5 inch like so. Okay, you connect it like so, and then you bring 1.5 inch, right? So you keep measuring that 1.5 inch, you keep measuring that 1.5 inch, and this is what you have. You have it right here. Okay, this is what you have right here. Okay, so it's now left for you to make a curve like so. Okay, now you are going to be coming in by at least 1 inch, or anyhow you want it. Okay, for my own collar stand, you can see I came in by you can see I came in by 1 inch. Okay, I came in by 1 inch. So you are going to measure from here, okay, from here to here, and you come in by that 1 inch. And I want to assume that this is my own 1 inch. So this is where you choose the style of collar you want to use. And I want mine, okay, I want mine to be I want mine to be 2 inches long. Okay, 2 inches long. I measure that 2 inch. This is my 2 inch. Okay, I want mine to be 2 inches long, and then from that place I will come out by at least 1/2 inch. Okay, I will come out by 1/2 inch, and I will use my ruler to connect it to that particular point. Can you see? Okay, now since I said I want mine to be 2 inches, okay, I want mine to be 2 inches, right? So you keep measuring that 2 inch. You keep measuring that 2 inch all through. Okay, you keep measuring that 2 inch all through, and then you use your ruler to connect. You use your ruler to connect like so. Can you see? Use your ruler to connect like so, and then you cut it out. But while cutting, please remember to add your sewing allowance. Very, very important. I like adding my sewing allowance on the pattern, so that when I transfer to the fabric, in case if I forget. Okay, can you see? So this is your collar. Perfect. This is your collar. Now when you open it, you will have something like this, and then when you bend it, you will have something like this. Okay, so when you open it, this is what you have. Now you have to, let me cut it on the fabric so that you will see how it's going to be looking like. Fabric, I'll be cutting it into two. Okay, the reason being that I'm cutting two of this. Okay, so now I'm telling you, you do not need, this is folded into two. Okay, I will still fold it into two this way. Okay, I will still fold it into two this way. Can you see? Okay, can you see? Can you see? The collar is cut. Now you will remove this, and then you will open up. Okay, So when you open it up, this is now your collar. So you are going to lay the two, because when you are done sewing, you will turn it to face each other. Okay. So this is my collar. Okay, this is my collar. And then when you are done sewing, it will lap very, very well. Okay, it is going to lap very well. Can you see? So this is my collar, this is the collar stand, and this is the collar itself. So you are going to lay it with stay, and then you bend, you attach to your fabric. Okay, let me go ahead to show you how to attach it to your fabric, because there's a method. Now you are going to, since it's inside out this way, okay, as it's inside out this way, you are going to stitch all here round. Okay, then after stitching it all around, you turn it inside out. And when you turn it inside out, after you have laid the two sides with stay, okay, when you turn it inside out, this is what you are going to be having. Okay, this is what you are going to be having. Can you see? This is what you are going to have. So it's now left for you to iron properly and make sure that it is bent this way, and that's all. Let me go ahead now to show you on the main fabric how I sew it and how I attached it.